When last we left our perplexed partygoers,
Oh.
All right, I'll take it.
ocean-faring partygoers, they were quite perplexed.
Yes.
Our perplexed sea plunderers.
Our perplexed cruise guys. You know what? Throwing blue spaghetti at the wall, and that one didn't.
Yeah.
Shit, I think it needs like 2 more minutes. God, I love that video. Anyway, they were on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And everything went wrong.
Having a grand old time because, even to summarize it is difficult because all at once.
Oh no, it all went wrong.
We'll start.
Great googly moogly, it's all gone to shit.
Tip to stern. We'll start tip to stern. The Freedom for the Ocean movement had mobilized their forces and boarded the cruise ship and wanted to hold everyone hostage. Nyx was in view of this, and so was Esphere and Asha. Then all comms went down, and the dreaded, clever, wonderful, oh so experienced, the pirate Thorel Degar was running a heist, taking all the money from the basically the funny little Disney like credit chips that you can buy.
The fire bands.
Yeah. And then everything went wrong because basically you got a bad feeling about this. And creatures from the abyss, from the deep, approached the cruise ship and began glowing, and something about this glow made everything electronic go haywire, including the pirates' comms, whatever the Freedom for the Sea movement was using to communicate, and these giant manta ray-like creatures with bipedal but not very large creatures astride them began to attack the cruise ship with spears and chains. This is combat. I am going to need everyone to roll initiative, but things are going to work a little differently because of how split up you guys are and how cinematic this is going to be, because you're basically being accosted by an army, and I don't have, I'm not going to keep track of 100 stat blocks worth of HP. So
That's just crazy go nuts.
Yeah,
Pussy.
that's crazy go nuts.
I can't believe this. What a coward. How dare you?
Yes, I am not a very good dungeon master. You're right. A good dungeon master would just tech it.
A dungeon master would simply be cool. Do the cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Now, while this initiative is being rolled, I will remind yourself and the audience that currently Raestra Akkan is in the back part of the ship inside the casino, which is where our funny spider pirate decided to emerge. Their men and them are in this zone with Raestra on top of a balcony, unable to do much because they were basically holding the whole room hostage. Kalsheen was in the very lower decks in the observation rooms.
I'm in the Star Trek lower decks.
Yeah, that's a really funny show. You should be watching that show instead of this show. Everybody, no. And got a front row seat to these things approaching. And the message in his head that he had heard before when he reached out to the Force and to the ocean. Are you here to help? Which he can do with that what he will. Nyx is at the stern. Where's the boat front? The nose.
The boat nose.
Where the
boat snoot.
Yeah.
The boat snoot, yeah.
Where the Freedom for the Ocean movement has mobilized, and he tried to do a little bit of attacking, so did Esphere, but some people were held hostage. But now...
Still hit her, though.
Yeah.
Only thing Esphere cares about.
You're gonna go through all of this. You're gonna just run past all of this attacking party and pistol whip the princess.
That's her. Just run past the whole thing and just kick her in the face, and then help the party.
Maybe she deserves it. Cal and Ash, I don't have initiative from you two.
19.
In the chat.
Oh. Let me do the dice. That's an 11.
An 11? All right, this will be interesting. So, there are also a lot of NPCs. They had stat blocks when it was possible that you could attack them and they could attack you. That will no longer be the case. They are on your side, and they get to do what I say. Well, enemy of my enemy. Things are going to be a little fast-paced, a little loosey-goosey, and a little fun. We're going to, this worked out perfectly, go through initiative by zone, and Asha and Esphere happen to roll pretty evenly and pretty high, so they get to go first.
Pog.
That was, and also they were the last ones I haven't recapped yet. They are up in the bridge of this cruise ship, which is modeled after an ISD, so it's this like raised rectangular zone that is empty now because all the robots left because they got new prime directives, stealing money. And now all the robots are and on the ground because they are deactivated by some sort of, I don't know, electronic deactivating wave.
An EMP. Oh, we gotta get down there. We gotta get down there fast.
Where do we start?
I don't know. Everyone's in trouble. There's not much good we can do from up here.
DM, this room just has the cameras in it, right? Does it have anything else? Like, I don't know, in case of fire, break thing, or...
This is the bridge. The bridge has all kinds of buttons and levers. Most of them are on the fritz right now because something is fucking with the electronics.
Is there a fire extinguisher?
Oh, absolutely, I would say.
Excellent.
For sure.
Yeah, Esther's gonna take that.
I can't wait to see where this goes. And that's not even sarcasm. I want...
I'm just like, I'm gonna take that.
I can't wait for this Chekhov's fire extinguisher to... I'm already so excited.
No, she's just like, she sees it, takes it immediately.
Nothing's going right. Everyone's in danger. What the hell are we supposed to be doing?
Well, slams the fire extinguisher onto the computers that are already malfunctioning. Probably makes it worse. All right. Well, there's a map for this place. Yes.
Is there? DM?
Is there a map?
Oh,
there's got to be a map up here.
You totally would have downloaded one, Asha.
Yeah, but nothing electronic is working, so anything that I have access to is, like, busted, right?
Here's the thing that I'll give you.
Sure.
It's like, you can try in your wrist pad, but its screen works, it's making noise, but it's not responding to you doing any of the controls.
It's not Bluetooth connected anymore.
Hey, DM, quick question. Hey, is there a map of all of the fire exits in the ship, in the bridge?
Roll a D100 for me.
Awesome. Because I have been thinking about this since 3 a.m. this morning. So
Nice. I'm glad.
because I was like, is it like a normal ship?
Nah.
Okay, that's a 70.
70? All right. I had a number in mind for like the worst case scenario of this bridge is not up to code. And so no, 70 is under that number. So yes, there is a...
We don't have
Nice.
time to go downstairs. Ash is looking out the window.
Sarah's just taking the map off the wall in the meantime, just like, oh, I'm taking that.
Roll it up.
I've also had an idea for these last 2 weeks, but I don't know how to fucking justify it after the force did not, like, work
Asha,
for her.
I'll let you make a tech check. Since you attempted to use your wrist pad and you noticed what was wrong with it, and it's not that it can't be an EMP if the things are on, but haywire.
Right.
It's not how EMPs work, right? They shut down electronics. They overload them.
Temporary boost. Let's see what happens. Tech check. I'm good at those. That's a 24, I think. No, wait, 22. 22.
Some sort of signal has to be like at your best and the best I can dumb it down for the audience. Basically DDoSing everything electronic and making them unresponsive. You feel like if you stopped your wrist pad from receiving wireless signals, put it in airplane mode, and maybe hardwired it via a scomp into the systems, maybe that would work. Because it can't be through the wires. It's some sort of signal, it's some sort of pulse coming from the creature, and you can see them down in the water because they're glowing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I will try that. What would you like me to do for that, DM?
You don't need a tech check to turn to know the secret like button combination to reboot in airplane mode.
Yeah.
And you can find a cable easily enough and that works. your wrist pad works.
Okay,
And
cool.
you can pull up that map, and you can, wired in, you can get signals. Though right now it's a whole lot of nothing and gibberish.
In what way?
It's like I said, everything else doesn't have airplane mode on, and so everything else in this ship is getting all that gobbledygook. The tech is overstimulated and
Okay.
simply cannot.
God, me
cannot-
too.
So, this is probably way out of Ash's jurisdiction, but if you want to give it to me, then I'll
Sure.
love you forever. I mean, even more than I already do, husband of mine.
Yeah, okay. Emotional manipulation. We love to see it.
Shut the fuck up.
It's only in the best of D&D games.
So, I know what frequency we use as a party.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to, like, send an override signal to the comms?
You would have to find something that's broadcasting stronger than these creatures broadcasting.
I don't know how powerful a sea creature is.
Or find some way for everyone else to physically wire in like you are. All the people that matter, at least.
And there's no way to properly get to everyone else without lots of running around.
I mean, everyone is below you. There is always down.
I mean, yeah, because if Ash could get to someone else, she would be able to fix it from wherever, essentially. I guess who would we be technically closest to if we were to leave?
Raestra. Because you're at the back. The bridge is at the back.
Okay. But she's, like, in.
Yep.
Would she be easily accessible?
When she last checked in, she was in the casino. You know where the casino is. You have the map. You don't know what's going on in the casino right now, because that place especially is going extra haywire.
I think Raistra's probably in need of the most help right now. Ash is, like, she opens the window and she's very, I guess, for lack of a better term, itchy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's clear that there's an idea going through her head to Esphere, but she's a little scared to, like, what if it doesn't work? Like before.
Okay.
Esphere, this is a turn of combat. You technically object interacted and nothing else, because that D100 was for odds for me. So is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, I got you. I think what Esphere's gonna do is she's gonna see Asha partially out a window, and she's going to move over to her just very gently, 'cause this is very... She's seen people like this before when she's worked with them, and it's not just in her career as a bounty hunter, but her prior experience in the military. She's had squad mates that have gotten this keyed up. And
Shell-shocked.
she looks at Asha and she goes, "We need a plan. You are good at making plans. I know things haven't gone right so far, but if you have directions you want to give me, I'll follow your lead. I can get us there. You're gonna have to make sure things are set in a way that can benefit everyone. Does that sound alright?"
Brad, it's just... She takes a huge breath in case it didn't get picked up on my microphone, although it probably did. I have an idea, and Raistra's the closest, and taking the stairs is gonna be too slow.
Oh, we're jumping down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Esphere, can I have another object interaction real quick?
You haven't used your action, so sure.
Cool beans. Hey, is there a hose nearby for fires?
Oh, you have the fire extinguisher. That's all, you know?
Is that all? All right, fair enough.
I
Wait, but I have the fire extinguisher.
I have an idea, but you're gonna have to trust me. And hold on to me, I guess.
Give me the idea, and we will see.
I have this feeling. I think I can get us down safely.
This with This isn't with a rock, right? This has nothing to do with rocks?
No rocks this time, I promise.
No rocks. Okay.
No rocks. It's
No rocks.
it didn't work for me before, but maybe the Force will hear me now. She'll
Well, if the Force doesn't, gravity certainly will, so... Okay, what's your idea? Run it by me.
we jump out the window. And then I use the Force.
The what? Okay.
I got it. We'll use the Force.
She's like,
That's not how the Force works.
Cal comes up, crosses his arms, and just shakes his head.
He's not here,
And
but
then
he
he goes
feels
back down
like
to the
there's
belly
something.
of the boat.
Of grave disturbance in the Force.
He feels a great disturbance in the Force of it being talked about wrong.
Somewhere Han Solo's
Oh boy, I wonder
nose
how they are
itches.
going to use the Force.
Asha will reach out her hand for to Esphere.
okay, let's, use the Force.
Ash will climb up onto the thing to be able to get a good vantage point.
Mm-hmm.
She takes a deep breath and then says, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wind rushing by. It's Ray's turn. We'll get back to you.
But it's
at
a
the top of the round.
reaction.
And we'll spend it. I get to be cinematic and fuck
Okay.
you. That's really cool.
Okay.
We're following you with the camera, and then the camera shuts down inside into the casino with the lights going wild. If I remember correctly, there was a sequence with our spider pirate person. I believe there was an exchange with a henchman that was like, initiate plan C. And it was like, they got the ship, boss. They can't, something's grabbed hold of it. Then plan D.
Plan D.
Nothing tech-wise is working. And I guess I get to improvise.
Yeah, Plan F!
Oh, the moment he's distracted, she's like, not. She's gone.
Where are you going?
This is a casino floor. I'll hide behind something.
Oh, you're gonna just try and hide?
Yeah, for now. I'm gonna jump this motherfucker. I'm gonna run him for his foams. You'll see.
There's thumping and crashing kind of underneath you, like, and it's making the floor shake, and it's making these civilians like really start to panic. And so like running around begins, and you see Thorell whisper something to their or says something to their henchmen, but over the din you can't hear it this time. And then
Damn it! The one time he's not monologuing.
the henchman goes back in the like hole that they made, comes out with the cable, and with one of their lower arms they grab the cable, hook it into their device, and then start tapping away and nod approvingly. But that's when also from the floor the holes start being made, tearing the carpet, rending the metal under the carpet, and little creatures emerge.
How little?
They're like, short people sized, it would be short for humans, but they have weird little like pill heads and like gangly builds, and their skin is like a sickly purples and blues with splotches, and they appear to have webbed hands and feet that are clutched around spears and chains. As soon as some start to emerge, quick as a whip, Thorell drops their datapad into a pouch on their suit that they're wearing, and with 4 arms whip out 4 blasters and just quickly and like the first wave trying to come out of holes just get like taken out like a whack-a-mole.
That's a good thing to know.
I know these guys are bad guys, but that mental picture is
Yeah.
really fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of rooting for these guys.
Unfortunately, that was sick as shit.
Yeah.
God damn it, he's cool. I
Yeah,
hate it
god
here.
damn it. I hate it when the bad guy's cool.
And they don't look around, they still have their eyes trained on these holes, and like two more pop up and shots get fired into them before anything can even stick their heads out. And their men have also joined in, and they have sort of like these rudimentary blaster rifles, and they say like almost casually, "Mandalorian, you got strong arms and good running legs? We're gonna make it out of this. We gotta work together."
Narrows her eyes. You gonna hurt these people?
I just want to get out. It looks like these things want to hurt these people and us. There's two more.
Can I get a good Captain America shield toss from this angle? Can I get one of them? One or two of them, maybe?
So yeah, now if you're looking actively, for sure, yeah.
Yeah,
make an attack roll.
I'm good at those. I'm really good at those.
That's so good.
That's a 17.
17? It meets, it beats, baby.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Since we're being cinematic, I'll say like 2 pop up on either side of this individual, of this pirate captain, and you give a good like frisbee throw, and it boonk, and then like does a nice little curve spin and boonk, hits the other one too, and knocks them back into the hole, and then comes back to you. Did you turn it on, or you were just
No, I did not turn it on.
Okay.
I don't trust this man.
We shouldn't trust this man.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not nearly double the length that you could throw them.
And that's pretty fucking far.
Like, we should trust him even less than Hondo. Them, my bad.
They pull the cable out of their data pad. We plug these into central systems that are important. Maybe they could come back.
All right.
But it's got to get to those ports.
Where are they?
They pull up a map on their data pad. A little deeper in the ship where the maintenance people are, there should be a panel. That's got a lot more control than from here.
Well, one of you's coming with me. I'm not braving that by myself. Not for your ass.
You're asking for the pleasure of my company, Mandalorian? Of course.
She makes a face.
I fucking love this guy. God damn it.
Oh, I love him. Raestra hates this man. Raestra fucking hates it here.
But we have to find Raestra. I can get her comm working.
Yeah, you can still do that.
But I don't know where she's going.
They're only going forward a little bit, so...
Okay.
Listen, we can be as cinematic as we want. This is going to be fine. They fired twice in the air and then twice down at still emerging little creatures, and shout out, "I need everybody down on the ground for real this time. Men, keep a watch on these. And make sure the ship's ready."
Wait, hold on. So the last time was for fakesies?
Yeah, I fucking love Plan F.
Best cruise ever!
I'm putting "so last time is for fakesies" on the list.
And they just start marching forward and like kind of like twist the cable, pull it out of their data pad, and then like toss it up at you.
All right, I'll take it.
I've only got your back, not anything else.
Good enough.
I figured as much.
All right, let's go.
This got way more transatlantic than I intended.
I fucking love it. Like I'm picturing this guy with a 3-piece suit, pinstripes. He's got a cigar that he does not smoke.
It's
fucking
my
awesome.
Riddler voice. That's what I was channeling, but it's my Enigma.
It's a good enigma.
And you guys exit, like kind of charge out of the casino, and it seems the holes have slowed down, and things are just simply trying to emerge out of the existing holes, and the pirate crew are keeping any sort of blaster suppression on there. Cal, it's your turn. Down in the very lower decks of the ship, where there's transparent steel to let you see out into the ocean, what you see out in the ocean is lights, a strobing sort of multicolor that seem to be sending this signal that emanates, and it's messing with the electronics. It's also not great for you, Cal. It's not making you sick or anything, but you just have a bad feeling about this.
Is it a dark side feeling?
Oh, that's a really good question that I will give you the best answer that I can give you. The Sith Rock that you encountered from somewhere very, very dark, steeped in the dark side, had a certain feeling about it. That feeling was like the dark side. It was fear, rage, anger. This feeling, you would use the same words, especially rage and anger, but there's a level of, oh god, this one's really good but it's unfortunately timed. But I guess when a natural disaster rolls through and destroys everything in its path, you would call it a raging storm, and it's that form of the word rage.
Oh. Oh no. Oh.
Unfortunately, the things happen on you guys' turns. The pirates get to go with Ray. The Freedom for the Ocean will go with Nyx. Unfortunately, the bad guys go on your turn, Cal. The Wrath of the Ocean Spirit.
I don't know if I want to kill this thing, because, like, I mean, if it's the ocean spirit, it should live.
Cal's good with people and the Force. Maybe he can connect with it.
That's a good... You know what? I'm going to try and cast Coerce Mind at level 2.
Yeah.
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two and influence with the Force.
Yeah.
A creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. Is it immune?
That's difficult to say from this distance. What's the range also, by the way?
Oh, 30 feet.
Okay.
Does that reach?
They're a little bit outside right now of
damn.
that, because they're riding astride these giant, gnarly looking manta rays.
You have distant power.
Let me see if I have... I might have distant power. Let me look.
You've done it. You have done it before, unless you got rid of it.
No, I have distant power. You're right. So, 60 feet?
Okay. That's just good enough.
All right. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner to make the course of action sound reasonable. Target must make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
And I'm going to tell it.
Now I'll make one thing clear in case there's a little bit of confusion. There's an army of these things.
I thought
it's like
there was
an attack. No. There's
okay.
an entire platoon, if not more. You can see a platoon's worth in front of you right now.
Well, then I'm not gonna do that. 'Cause that's a bad idea.
Yeah, save the points for that. Maybe try a thing.
There's Cloud Mind.
That's I'm not sure if maybe sleep, but sleep starts to fall off around our level.
I could do Cloud 9 at 3rd level. That's 98, but I imagine
there's also I narrated last time that spears were thrown at the transparent steel window, and one thunked, and then another and cracks started to spider out, and more spears are about to be thrown at the window. Is what's exactly about to happen.
It's a good thing Cal can breathe underwater.
Oh, so it's gonna be flooded if Cal doesn't do anything.
That's a reaction. I'm trying to think about what I could use specifically to help with this.
Are you letting us to be loosey-goosey with our abilities, since this is a more narrative combat than
absolutely.
rules? Okay.
Because you did attempt to keep the electrical gate back when we were in Grievous's lair, so you could try to do that again if you wanted to.
I could... I wonder if maybe... Are there any plants in here?
Ooh, I like where your head's at.
Any vegetation at all?
I'll say there's cute little bonsai looking bushes, but they're not as small as bonsai in the corners.
Ooh, that's good enough.
Aesthetic.
That's good enough for me. I'm going to pick one up if I can.
All right.
I'm gonna put it in front of the part of the transparent steel where there is a hole, and I'm going to use Plant Surge. It is a 100-foot radius.
Ooh.
But if it helps, I'm going to kind of direct it towards the transparent steel to kind of give it an extra layer of protection and to prevent water from flooding in.
Also, if you do not mind this, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion? You got it.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Perfect. There are people all in these like bleachers in this observation deck, and if you shout out like with strong enough authority, like giving an order for them to also grab one of the, because I imagine they're flanking the corners, like your little nook has two, one in each corner. You could grab one, you could be like, help me, and somebody grabs another. And then if they see that, because there's room to see that, people can do that all over this deck.
Everybody get topside.
Yeah. A few of the stronger men help you move the plants, and everyone else is kind of rushing back. But it's in those moments, these two things can happen at the same time. I really like the narrative of this. These warriors astride these manta rays throw their spears kind of in unison, and the cracking gets sickeningly loud, and the glass gives way kind of all at once. The transparent steel. I'm so sorry. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
And that's the moment you cast the spell, and the plants reach in and they grab at the glass. They grab at anything they can, and they hold the water back, and you're holding your arms up, straining to will these plants to hold on. The sound of metal and glass creaking under the impossible weight of water pressure, the straining in the force, and the overwhelming, the oppressive darkness coming in around you and making you feel small and slumped reminds you of 5 years ago.
Oh.
Oh
no.
I know.
You're in sewer tunnels of Coruscant. You, Janaya, and Janaya's brand new Padawan. She was, especially the sound of the little human girl that you did hear when you heard, "Are you here to help?" A little human girl in front of you said, "Yeah, of course I'll help." That little human girl is being ushered back and up these steps by her mom, and she is doing that sort of baited cry that you do when you're absolutely terrified. And suddenly that little girl's just a little bit older and a little bit blonder, as you remember that in these tunnels, the whatever you were doing very suddenly stopped mattering. You were chasing some criminal, but your clones stopped caring about that the moment they got some sort of intel over their radios, and they turned all their blasters on you, your former master, and her new Padawan. Your former master, Janaya, she immediately whipped out her saber. She had felt something strong and foreboding in the previous seconds, to the point where she gripped her head like she had a migraine, and then her lightsaber was out as you heard the clicking of blaster rifles being turned from stun to kill. Glowing bright yellow in these tunnels, and the blaster volley was sent back, but only the first blaster volley. The second, very cleverly, was not aimed at you all. It was aimed at the pipes around you, and water started to, and the creaking of the metal, and Janaya turned and put both her hands up, just like you are right now, and with a mighty force push, sent you and her young Padawan down the tunnel and began to hold back the water. And she looked you in the eye and said emphatically, "Get her to safety," as blaster shots again rang out and miraculously seemed to near miss her in these split seconds that are slowed down for you. And she steps forward a few steps, straining, as a blaster hits her in the thigh and then in the hip. And you can hear the boot falls of the clones as they get closer and surround her, but she then drops her arms in a pulling motion, and the pipes and the water floods, taking her and the clones one way down the tunnel and you and the Padawan the other. That spill doesn't happen just yet right now in the real world, in the current. You remember feeling the light leave your master, feeling as you felt the water completely consume you, but that's not happening right now. You're holding the water back. Anyway, it's Nyx's turn.
Cool, I don't know how to fucking follow that. I really don't know how to fucking follow that, Justin, but all right, I'll give it my good old college try. Christ. Fuck, man.
Nyx just suddenly remembering, oh man, I wonder whatever happened to Backstab.
There has to be a clone named Backstab.
Oh,
There
damn.
has to be.
Not because he was a traitor, he was just really, really good at sneaking up on people.
Yeah. He's exceptionally good at stealth. Wow. All right, cool.
Nyx,
Yeah.
one after the other, a lot in unison. These small, short for a human, gangly creatures with pill heads and webbed hands and feet and sickly coloration and splotches come onto the bow of the ship and start climbing up with spears, and they dig the spear into the metal to help them get up faster. The princess, shocked for about half a second before her gaze turns steely. Well, men, let's drive these attackers back. You hear around you in Nautilin some phrases being said in Nautilin, but what you hear the most are the words Roa Eket. And some people start saying Anselmi. What do you do? A few get to the guardrail, and one is rearing back a spear.
Was my blaster taken?
You put them on the grounds to semi-surrender, but they did not take it from you.
Yeah.
Cool. I grab the blaster, I spin around, and I shoot at the one that's like lifting a spear to stab somebody.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're going straight for civilians.
What this first one is going for is your purple Nautilin friend, who was holding a civilian hostage, but is now, well, this split second they aren't ready for this attack. So you roll this attack roll.
Yeah. Okay. 1 sec. Let's see if it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16. Not
16.
cool, but
16.
Don't say that misses.
Well, remember 17 was meets beats.
Oh fuck.
You have more than one attack.
I thought 19 was
hey.
meets beats.
No, it was 17.
Yeah, it was 17.
Oh, okay.
All right. Since we're playing it loosey goosey, I'll roll this second attack. But if it doesn't hit,
I'd love to hear it.
All right. Well, let me see if I hit first. Hold on. Rolling like shit today. All right. So I'm not even gonna tell you what that number was.
Was it a 1? I'm keeping track. Was it a 1?
It rhymes with schmoo. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
At 2. My favorite number.
Yeah, which, listen, if the 16 didn't hit, the 2 definitely doesn't.
Yep.
So, Nyx, in the split second of thinking, okay, it went from being invaded by this princess that is just got a stick up her fucking ass and just not being a good leader, but is trying to be a good warrior, and it drives him fucking wild. So that's already
Like,
irked him enough.
Way?
Huh?
But like, in what way?
Not in the good way.
Okay. Just making sure.
However, and then suddenly they're being attacked by something else that has the Nautilins freaked out. So Nyx has no idea what to expect. So in the panic, he looks at his blaster, looks at the spear, looks at his blaster again, looks at the guy about to stab the Nautilin in the back, and he's just going to run forward and take it.
You're going to take the attack?
He's going to take the hit, yeah.
All right. Since it's against you, I'll roll. I don't get to be narrative about that.
Yep.
Oh, well. Does a 14 hit?
No, it does not.
Oh.
I have 16.
You bring your gauntleted arm up and just like, using the momentum of your run, this like circular like parry that sends the spear up. It puts a nice gash in your gauntlet, but does not hurt you.
All right, cool. Can I action surge? Oh no, I've already used my action surge.
It's a new session. I'll allow it.
All right, cool. I'm gonna action surge and like activate my vibro gauntlet and fucking punch this thing.
Oh, tell me about it.
All right, hold on. Let me roll to see if I hit. Here we go. Hold on. Gotta do math. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
And these don't bother with damage. I'm using it's technically like minion rules.
Horde.
So like you hit them, they're gone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. For now, since it's an army, since it's a horde of them.
All right. I'm gonna like after I like save this one Nautilid, I'm gonna spin around to the princess saying, "Get the civilians out of here."
It's exactly what I was about to say. You heard the man. Your purple Nautilin friend, who you will remember that their name is indeed... Don't worry about it. Justin,
it's an interesting name.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get to that session yet, otherwise I would tell you.
Ked,
yeah.
looks at you with surprise and like they are unsure whether or not to be appalled or not that you stepped between an attack and them.
Yeah.
But another is approaching the bar, and they had a knife to this civilian's throat. They push the civilian down, not roughly, but just out of the way, and spin and throw the knife at this next one approaching, and it gets them right in the neck, and they just tumble down the ship.
Okay. Yeah, are there like escape boats or like emergency escapes in any way, shape, or form?
With electronically controlled pulleys, yeah.
Okay. Is there a manual? There has to be a manual, because if there's not, that's just bad.
Somebody's got to figure out the override, yeah.
All right,
sounds
cool.
like it takes some actions and some...
Neat. All right, cool. Nyx is just going to start yelling, "Get them to the escape boats now! You three, hold them off with me!"
Yeah. On your turn, the Freedom for the Sea movement does get to go, so...
Cool. He's going to look at the princess. Oh, God, I had something that I was going to say to her.
You're a bitch.
Yeah.
You're a bitch. And Esphere comes out of nowhere.
It's time to decide whether you want to be a hero or you want to be a leader.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Good.
Clap, clap, clap.
You know what? Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, fuck it. What am I going to do if you roll 2 1s? Because that's too good. Don't roll dice.
I rolled the dice, and one of them was, you know what? If you're going to let me have it, let me have it.
If it was good anyway.
Yeah.
She glares at you, and still glaring at you, just kind of shouts something in Nautilin, which I'll let the audience know is basically translates to form a wall. And the people that you said to stay with you, it's a little more than 3. They march up to the railing and tunk their shields, Roman style,
Yeah,
make a barrier. And more now, kind of a wave of them are approaching this railing, and with their spears, they push it back. Some jump, some kind of do a leap, and their spears are up, but they swat up with their shields, and some fall forward, but some do fall back, and any that do, you and the princess for sure. The princess has sort of this cavalier's sword that looks like it's curved and gnarly and made of some sort of coral, it looks like.
Oh, that's so sick. That's so cool. I still hate her.
Just takes one of their heads off, the one that fell after being hit by a shield.
Nyx is absolutely going to be helping the guys that are like forming the bubble to keep them off. Basically, Nyx is going to be shooting at them, and just to keep them away from the bubble, just to make it a little bit easier. While he's like laying down cover fire, he's just going to yell, I was just thinking about it. My heart's going a fucking mile a minute.
It's okay.
Nothing gets past this wall. If you get hurt, walk it off. If you fall, get back up. And if you die, no you didn't. And he just keeps firing.
All the Nautilins, and they're of all like colors and across the gender spectrum, but in one voice say, "Yes, sir."
Hot.
Can I just say, if you die, no you didn't, that's fucking metal.
That goes so hard.
No dying on me now.
Defeat is not allowed.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Yeah, exactly.
Ashes,
wake the fuck up, Jedi.
Ooh, that's good. That did something for me. It made me want to go on to the next turn.
All right, go for it.
One of these warriors there's another leap, and our camera is looking up at that leaping, but then pans, and 2 people are falling really fast. Terminal velocities, you get to it quick and it goes quick.
Yeah, I reach out as soon as we are out of the window and are falling and careening towards our hopefully avoidant deaths. Ash calls out to the Force and asks it nicely to have us not die and for our descent to be slowed.
Yeah.
So I'm casting slow descent with my reaction.
Nice. And that's part of your force sensitive feat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't have to roll for it. It just happens.
Yeah, it does just happen. I wouldn't make you roll for it because it would be most unfortunate if you failed. You guys would just die.
We
It's
would
like
just die.
600 feet. But narratively, there's falling you in a sphere, still hands clasped, I imagine.
Ash is not letting go.
The wind is whipping making your montrals and like you fold upwards. Esphere, you've felt terminal velocity before a handful of times. There's always like something else involved than just your friend telling you that the force will help. But
The fuck is a force?
Yeah. And Asha, there's a few seconds of you attempting to center yourself and ask nicely of the force.
There's a little bit of begging. There's a little bit of pleading.
Yeah. It takes a few seconds before finally like your eyes close and it's like the world pauses. And Esphere, you feel it too. Clasping hands with Asha, something warm and benevolent takes hold of both of you and just like a giant that wrapped you in both his hands, sets you down gently.
No.
Thank the maker that worked.
Huh.
You're on one of the decks with unfortunately warriors are approaching. You see on some of the decks that some of these small like pill-headed warriors have gone over, and that there are people screaming, people that were like sunbathing, and you watch as one group of people, the little warrior like rears their head back and push, like I believe Murlocs can do this. Just a gush of seawater emerges out of its mouth, like more than it looks like its mouth and body could handle. Yeah, and push,
Not water gun.
It's more like a dragon's breath weapon because it's a cone.
Imagine getting waterboarded like this. That sucks.
And it sends all these people and the beach chairs and the lounge chairs over the edge.
I'm sorry, I think waterboarding in general sucks.
I mean, yeah,
I think
but like
being waterboarded, period, is not a particularly pleasant experience.
yeah, but like there's levels to it where I feel like this is worse.
I mean,
Mayhaps.
Being waterboarded with a fucking fire hose is what this is.
That's just drowning.
It's bad. It's just bad.
Alright. So these guys are approaching, yeah?
Yeah, there are a few approaching your deck that you just landed on.
Cool, do they see us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool beans. They see us. What deck are we on specifically?
One of the most high up ones, because that's how this would be. So you're near the center, because it's all like a 3-dimensional triangle, right? In ISD, and you're like right under the bridge, right where it like starts to meet at the tip, and about as far back as you could be.
We're like right near the edge.
Yeah. So actually, what would more accurately be happening is there are warriors approaching the decks below you that you can see clearly because of the slant of the ship.
I'm just asking if they can see us for reasons.
You didn't roll stealth, but it does look like they're occupied.
But we were falling, so
Yeah.
like...
It does look like they're occupied with like wreaking havoc on this deck that they're on, which is like 6 decks below you.
Alright, so in that case, I have reason why I ask this.
Yes.
Okay, so Esphere goes, alright, you have your nice tricks, I have mine. She kind of pops her neck, clicks on her data pad, and then casts, and proceeds to kind of like, there's a spell. Smuggle doesn't work on everybody, shit. Never mind, just retcon that,
Smuggle
Okay.
would work for both of us, but I'm not sure what Yusu would do right now to try and prevent these guys from wreaking more havoc.
I mean, out of character, we have one of 2 options, and one of them is jumping off the next couple of decks and seeing what happens, and I use jump jet to get us back up. Because I just did the math, and I can repel us up to 160 feet as we're falling.
Nice.
That's cool. I have my grappling hook, which is goes to 60, I think.
Grappling hook.
Grappling hook.
But I'm not sure what the best course of action is other than to, like, how, are they too far away for us to really deal with at this current second?
Depending on the attack.
Because you said they're six decks down, and we saw them basically punting people off the side of the ship
Yep.
because they were eating all the crescent rolls.
Yes, obviously.
It's a great
Yeah.
reference. Yes.
So, like, they're far.
Pretty far, but what would you like to do?
Could we just leave?
Let's
Not-
leave.
No, I mean, like, just not
Can we
leave.
just dip?
Let's leave. No, like, is it an option for us to not go down, like, the same stairs? Because Esphere has the fire escapes.
Yeah, you can go in to the doors that leads out to this deck and be inside. They are going to wreak havoc on all the decks below you and start making their way up, but that means you have time.
Making their way downtown.
Is that the
walking
most?
fast.
Is that the most time conscientious thing we can do? Other than I already used my reaction. I can't do that again.
Yeah. No.
How far is 6 decks down, Justin?
Ooh, well, what are you looking to do? We're being loosey-goosey. Work with me.
I mean, get some pot shots off, but I can only do like 1 pot shot.
A sphere with a sniper rifle definitely could.
But there's probably too
that's
many
not
of
that
them,
bad.
right?
I mean, we're dealing with horde mechanics, so thinning their numbers can only be a good thing. Especially since they're actively sending people off the side of this boat.
Yeah. Esphere, start picking them off with your sniper rifle. We need to thin their numbers so less people get hurt. I don't think I can reach. I don't think I can get anything with 60.
You can leap over the edge and and slide down the angle of this triangle ship and be cool.
Hold on.
Well, that's an option.
It's always an option to be cool.
I know I have a sub repeater, and that's 120. Would that work?
Ooh. I mean, you were sniper rifling from the back of the ship to the front of it, so that sniper rifle's cool. Yeah.
I know the sniper rifle's fine, but
Yeah.
Esphere has other options that
Yeah.
she could just hand over to Ash real quick.
I mean, I'm not proficient in any of them, so I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
work out for me very well.
Ooh.
So I'm just
Learn how
gonna
to shoot guns.
Ash does not shoot guns.
Learn how.
No.
Please.
Please.
I'm gonna say Esphere takes just a whole ass like moment to fully just stealth and set up her sniper rifle because it has a silencer, so it's gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
And just is gonna be setting up her pot shots.
All right. We're being loosey-goosey. You get to like 2 attacks a turn, so you
Yeah,
can go
I get
ahead
the next
and
turn.
like just roll those attacks.
Oh, can we also if you'll be nice while
Mm-hmm.
Esphere's doing that, could we space-time rewind and say that I also fixed Esphere's comlink as well?
If you
While I was
the comm
at
link,
it.
yes. Yeah. I suppose.
okay.
Yeah.
Ash is like, well, we need to get down as fast as possible. She will just go over the edge, and Esphere can provide recovery fire, and she can follow after there's an opening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. That first one was a 28.
You get the achievement for nailing 2 guys at once with a in Halo, you know.
They just fucking fall off.
Yeah, they were just because of the angle, like one went to a higher deck, one went to the slightly lower deck, and they were both about to like water jet gush onto this deck, and you threw their heads, both of them, just because it was a perfect line from your angle, and they fall and they tumble back.
That was just
Double
one roll.
kill.
That was just one roll. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here we go. Second roll. That's 24.
You do that quickly, you just kind of slide and pan to the left, see another perfect double angle. Overkill.
Just like,
Kilimanjaro.
Kill-tacular.
Killionaire.
that's true. It's just like, I do.
Saved a whole bunch of people in these moments. Ash, what are you doing?
Sliding down if there's more people that need helping.
Yeah.
And if it'll also bring us closer to Raestra.
I think it will. We've got to clear these lower decks.
Do I get close enough to fire off a pot shot?
Yeah, for sure.
Then I want to do a cryogenic burst before we move on to Raestra. Blah. No.
Never mind.
No. It rhymes with do.
Do?
Oh, that's just French
No, that's
for
French.
two. Toi?
Un, deux, trois.
C'est ça, I think? Question mark? I'm sorry, Cherry, when you're listening in the future.
So you miss. But you do, like, freeze some water that had on the deck that got flooded, solidifying that zone, I suppose. Raestra, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
You're jogging down the hall with the cable in hand. Your Spider-Man friend, your man
My
spider.
spider them.
It is a man spider. The spider them friend is kind of just making sure you have slack.
God, for fucking once.
They only need two of their arms for that. Well, it's technically 6. They have 6
And their
arms,
legs, yeah.
and the legs count. So that's, yeah. So 2 of their 6 arms for that. I made sure to spring for the longest money could buy.
I can see that.
Just for a situation like this.
Situations like this happen to you a lot?
In my business, anything can happen.
For once, it's nice to see that someone's prepared.
But you also notice that as you pass, like, haywiring and, like, twitching on the ground bots that had data pads, they're scooping up those data pads and putting them in a pouch.
Are you for real?
This cable wasn't cheap.
Right now? Are you serious in these moments?
This is what I was here for.
In these trying times specifically,
A pirate's got to make a living.
you don't even have a fucking egg!
In front of my salad?
She just kind of groans and keeps going. She's like, good God.
I like this. That, I suppose, let's make an athletics check to get where we need to go in timely manner, Raestra.
I'm fucking so good at these. That's a natural 20, Justin.
You were so good. That you get to this, like, maintenance-looking zone. Through a hatch, you open the hatch, jump down, and your pirate friend climbs down the ladder, panting after, I was being hyperbolic about those strong legs, but geez,
Hurry it up. Figure it out.
You were made for stuff like this, and I was made for stuff like this. They take the cord and twist, and immediately start punching buttons on this panel. Oh, freaking, yeah, okay, well, everything's wired. There's, you see, they're working so quickly because they're using every, like, finger they have at their disposal to punch buttons. All right, the lifeboats, that should, there we go. But my ship, and they're like kind of frustratingly tapping some buttons in the lower left. Something to drive these away.
It's Raestra. It clicks for her. She goes, this thing got a horn?
Of course. They have to put on a show when they pass by each other, right? Two fingers on different, like, levels snap, and then move to press. That's a good. Everyone here's. You know.
Oh, of course that fucking works. All right.
They worked hard. They rolled a good tech check. You overrode your data pad.
Yeah. Ash is just salty right now. She's dealing with a lot.
And I will say, because of things that I know, secrets, that does at least distract these warriors. Cal, you can see the big manta rays. They don't seem that bothered, but these warriors momentarily. So for this round, they'll have disadvantage on any shit they try.
Yeah!
Basically anything.
Did I make my way topside?
No. But the horn's so loud even you heard it in the lower decks.
I figured that they were making a bunch of noises, so making a louder noise was probably not good for them.
Is that everything you'd like to do, right?
That's all I got for now. And I am gonna ask him, like, alright, I'll keep the door figure shit out, make sure that the civilians can get away.
Make sure that everyone can get away. They're lucky they're part of everyone. Listen, Toots.
Her eyebrows raised, she's like, never. You put that word back in your mouth before I do it for you.
Who are you talking to up there? I don't recognize that voice.
Did they happen to make the comms work again, too?
No. Because you would have to, like, the signal's still being, like, there are sound waves that are making everything go haywire, right? Everything that's, like, taking in signals. This hardwire into the system, they're able to send... It's why they're, like, kind of button mashing. They're trying to send an override signal to turn any wireless signal receiving off to anything they can. They've managed to do it to the rowboats, and they got it for the Horn, and whatever they're trying to do in the back zone where their ship is parked, it doesn't seem to be working for now, which is why they were frustrated. So that's what's happening. Does that make sense? My pseudo-tech fantasy.
I suppose.
Cal, it's your turn.
Hello, me.
It's bad down here because the water really wants... You know how water pressure works?
Yeah.
One of the strongest things on this earth.
Get your grandmother's plexiglass, that shit's never breaking.
This wouldn't be a problem if the transparent steel was actually just duct tape.
You wouldn't have
Or
this
even
problem
better.
with galvanized square steel. And
You know what?
friendly would
God.
There's a spot where there's water spurting out from the plants. Cal just grabs some flex tape and slap it on.
Obviously, flex tape.
It's not Billy Mays. What the fuck's his name? Fuck.
Phil Swift.
Phil Swift here.
Flex tape.
And
To show you the power of flex tape,
Flex tape.
I saw this cruise ship in half.
Show you the power of flex tape. I saw the Titanic.
And to show you the power of flex tape, I dismantled the entire Jedi organization.
Oh
I
my
had
god.
Ryaman Sukuna use dismantle.
The Force answered your call, Cal. Which, even with those unpleasant memories, overwhelms you with comfort because, you know, you reached out before and what answered was whatever was in the ocean that appears to be behind this force. I won't even say malevolent force because it appears to just be a force of nature, really.
It definitely felt very simple.
But with this plant life, something you've connected with easily. And you're right, there's like little leaks, but you're holding the water back with sheer force of will. Your arms are shaking, but people are still filing out. So what I'm going to need from you is probably... What level spell is that? Plant growth?
It is a level 3 surge.
Okay.
Level 3 spell, sorry.
So you had to spend how many force points?
4.
Four, yeah.
Spend 2 and make a wisdom check for me to keep this up.
Oh boy.
Against the
Okay.
pressure.
Okay, come on, please.
If you spin, I'll give you some fairness. You can spin 4 and have advantage.
I think... I don't know. I don't think I used it yet. I think I cast last session. I cast,
You cast
Force Vision on myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and not do that. I'm just going to roll with the 2. Okay, that sucks. Oh, thank God. Modify 20.
Oh. And the Force Vision did that for you?
Yeah, no, the other roll was going to be a 7.
Woo!
5 years ago, your master, the last things your master said to you was get her to safety. But the water, it came in so fast, so overwhelming. You're amphibious, you're fine. But like the rush of it and the motion and the shock of this moment, you kind of somersaulted into the wall, and it hurt, but it didn't knock you unconscious, and then you started to flow in that direction. And before you even had your wits about you, you finally shook your head and looked up and saw a figure ahead of you tumbling end over end, and you felt that poor little Padawan's light go out. Kind of in the moments that you tried to kick off this wall and go to her, and you wrapped your arms around just a vessel with no light in it anymore, and the water pressure knocked you against another wall, and you couldn't even hold on, and she went one way down a fork and you went another, and that was the last you saw of that poor little thing. But you did, just like moments before you felt your master's light go out, you did feel her light go out. She told you one thing, and you hear the little girl that spoke before. Among all the rushed feet shuffling, you hear her feet shuffling, and amongst all the panicked noises, you hear her shaky breathing. Not again. And your arms stop shaking, and you plant your feet, and these plants grow all the more, rooting out, and even leaks that will stop for just the next couple of seconds as everyone seems to file out and up these steps. There is a sigh of relief from not you physically, but you emotionally and mentally, as you hear all the footsteps recede, and then the spears pierce through your roots, but seem to make the roots quickly kind of seal around these spears. But you can see and almost feel that they're yanking on them. They're trying to pull at this and cut it. That's what the Roa Eket are doing down there, I suppose. Esphere, you're good because you're much too far away.
Cal will also light his saber just in case.
Yeah. And one hand up, still the roots, and as the spears, there's one spear, two spears, a third, a fourth, and then your blue lightsaber illuminates this zone because the lights are having a hard time. It's technically the bad guy's turn, so I get to fight back a little, but they have disadvantage. Raestra, like, two of these little warrior things come down the hall. I will make 2 attacks at disadvantage. Oh yeah, that's definitely not. Nope. So you've kind of hot gates them into the door to this zone, which is it's one of those like submarine doors, right? That it's got the wheel and they kind of stumble in at the same time and get stuck on each other more so than the door, and you just kind of ping them both with your shield and in the head.
Fuck out of here!
And send them back. Nyx, with your platoon, I guess I would just roll a single with disadvantage. Oh, thank goodness for that disadvantage. Okay. You guys know me. There's no bullshit at my table.
Right?
I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Oh
damn
my
it.
god. Well,
cool. All right.
Fate really wanted that drama.
I'll take the drama. Give it to me. Let me get hit.
Holy shit, he did.
Yeah, because I was like, because the first one was a nat 20, and I was like, good thing with that disadvantage, and then the second one rolled out a nat 20.
Yeah.
just the small
Sometimes the dice tell a narrative. Sometimes the dice hold you up by the neck, slam you against the wall, and force feed you the narrative until you have nothing left to...
Cal, it's technically your turn. I was having the row act on everybody, but you said you wanted to say something, so now's the moment. I'll let you... Yeah.
Okay. He's just going to take a deep breath in. His saber is lit. It is pointed directly at the grass wall. If you're going to bring darkness into my life, then you're going to need a lot more. I've come back from far worse than this.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Take an inspiration. Anyway, Nick's that speech was great, but moments after that epic yes sir, the spears start to
hit. Yeah.
They in shockingly perfect unison. like spears come at your shield wall and hit all at the same time, and basically like when you get staggered in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
When you're blocking but you run out of stamina.
There's nothing worse.
Yeah. It kind of like
panic roll.
Yeah. Kind of all at once. Almost all the like. There's a few exceptions, but almost all of your shield and spear bearers guarding this part of the deck just stumble back because of the force of the spears being thrown, and there's follow-up spear throws that one of them gets a Nautilin, gets a few. There's like a level of them, like kind of like every other one, just through center mass. And I don't know if I describe, but they're made of this black, like it looks like obsidian because it's like matte, reflective. Yeah. And they're like barbed and gnarly looking. They're the kind of fishing one that it's like
fishing spears.
They're fishing spears. It's got that like lower hook to it. That
it's gonna be
yeah. And there's like kind of almost every other one, with a few exceptions, in this line gets speared center mass, and then you see there's like you're looking down at these little warriors, and the ones that land their hits, they're kind of grinning, and they let go of their chain, and you see that the chain goes all the way into the ocean where they came from.
Oh no!
And there's like a little bit of like high-pitched cackling as you watch the chain, the length of the chain is, and like so many at the same time, like completely as if like a boat is on the other end of this chain and it was going full speed, yanks them over this railing. And
okay,
this is, well, hold on. Yeah, Ash and Esphere should be fine, so I didn't have them attack. So yeah, it's technically your turn anyway. And the princess is this frazzles her. It's not like losing men and losing men like this.
It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Nyx he's gonna continue to keep firing, and he's going to look over his shoulder and yell at her, "Get them out now!" And he's, much like at the bar, gonna run right at these guys and just start smacking heads.
Okay. Roll your 2 attacks.
Okay.
And then we'll flavor based on...
Alright, here we go. Now it's my turn to roll nat 20s. Here we go.
Double nat 20.
19!
It's so good.
And a fucking 20!
Yeah! So 2 crits?
2 crits!
Get got, gamer.
I love Dungeons & Dragons.
I love Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
I like Star Wars Dungeons & Dragons.
I like Star Wars Dungeons & Dragons, yes.
Somebody who got yanked away dropped a spear, Nyx, and you grab it while you're like kind of like parkour throwing yourself over the railing, and just give it a toss down and diagonally, and you sever one of the chains that's one of the later chains that's about to pull another Nautilin away, and it and breaks that chain.
Yeah.
And then just using the momentum of continuing to run, you leap, because this is a downward slope, and so there's like a whole lot of distance you can go. So you leap and just land on one of these guys, completely like turning him to crunching bones under you, and then you like surf him down a little bit. And with you have your blaster pistols?
I have blaster pistols. I still have my carbine. Yeah. So I like to envision that he's. Yeah, I still have my light. I have 1 light pistol. I don't have 2. I'm not Rex. But he's still utilizing his blaster carbine. He's much like Legolas sliding down the steps on a shield. Is just shooting things left and right as he's sliding down. And if he can come to a stop, he will. But right in front of one of these things, and then just slam the butt of his gun into their face. It's very much, he's not quite seeing red. But he is in full on, I'm either saving all of these people or I'm dying right here.
Yeah. So what happens is you surf down, you fire like 4 solid shots, each finding their mark, because you see that there are more with their spears still in hand and they're rearing back, and you don't want this to happen to the rest of your ranks. So you aim for them, and just like bowling pins, one at a time, pew, 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 they drop. You get near the mass of where like a new wave is approaching, and you definitely stop. How you stop is you kick the body of this person, of this warrior that you crushed, out and nail one, and they turn into they fall overboard. And then there's another one that was standing right next that you poof, with the butt of your blaster rifle. Because of that, you've turned the tide, and the men that are left, instead of panicking, will form their shield rank again.
Yeah,
that's great. Love to see it.
I will say this one thing. If there's any point where Nyx runs out of ammo, he will just sling it over his shoulder and activate the gauntlets, and then just stand there daring them to come get him.
Yeah. That's a lot for you, and that's great. That was awesome.
Very few things cooler in Star Wars than a clone doing cool sick as hell shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In their element.
Yeah. Yep.
If it wasn't all rigged, they definitely would have won the war anyway.
Listen, I'll say it. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Human fighters are slept on. Mm-hmm. Just make fun of that build all you want. It will always kick ass. Doesn't matter how you play it. Anyway, continue.
We've gone back to Ash and Esphere. What do they do?
I still need to make it to Ray.
Yes.
Esphere's got the recovery fire, picking off the individuals on the deck of the ship. So, I guess, like, how far was I able to get last turn? Because I was just like, I'm going to be sliding.
I'll say you can get down to where you need to be.
Okay. I'll use my comm, and I'll say to Esphere, keep going with the recovery fire, just pick off all these things, help make sure that the civilians are safe. I'm on the right deck. I'm going to go get Raestra and then fix her shit, and then I'll give you more details when I've met back up with her. And then if you finish, you have a map of the ship, be in the casino area. I'll keep you posted.
Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Who the fuck said that?
My brothers!
Hi, Donnie. I run inside.
Yeah.
Raestra!
You're inside the lowest deck. Yeah.
Where
You're
Raestra
splashing
is.
in, like, ankle-deep water. A little bit of it you froze. You see a cable.
I will... If I don't see Raestra, I'll follow the cable, because I'll either find the fuckers that started doing this shit to begin with, and I'll just smack the shit out of them, or I'll find them and Raestra. So, I'm smart enough.
You follow the cable, and you make it to a doorway, a hatchway into the maintenance sector, and Raestra is guarding it. But I think somebody
Are there no fucking weapons on these things? Not one?
It's a cruise ship, Tuts.
Yeah, but
What
for
do you think
shit
they're gonna
like
do?
this, you fucking leviathans in your ocean, and you don't have a single gun on this stupid boat.
Yeah, clearly they didn't know this either.
There's my Mando. She doesn't. She probably doesn't say that loud enough for Raestra to hear, but it's a sigh. It's a sigh of relief to hear Raestra yelling.
The Thorell just body stiffens, posture up. I sense where the intellect approaching. No.
Oh, God.
Riddle me this.
He just brings out a chessboard, he's my Parcheesi.
Or
Want to play Scrabble?
Djarik, right? The hollow one with they let the Wookiee win.
Yeah.
That has rules and we can't learn.
Yeah.
I quickly messaged Esphere. I found Raestra. She's in the maintenance tunnels in here. There's a big long cord in the floor. When you've cleared out all you can clear out.
You just get a thumbs up emoji. That's what you get.
How did she send that over? Impressive. Okay.
How did you do that with your voice?
Alexa, do a
just makes-
thumbs up emoji. It'd be
It
sick.
just makes a pling sound. You know.
She sent an affirmative, and then
Yeah.
okay.
Asha, for the first time, you see this. It's
I saw him on the.
Grell,
I
right?
saw him on the comms.
Oh,
I
you
saw
did,
him on
yeah.
the. On the.
You did,
On the.
you
On
did.
the. You.
For the first time, they get to. All 6 of their eyes. I believe Grell have 6 eyes. Kind of raise up. How are you sending comms?
I fixed it, dumbass.
He's helping for now.
Two hands go to chest. They're like, me? And then their face scrunches. Oh, you stopped receiving basic signals, and it's short range aimed laser signal. All right.
Yes.
Clever.
Now you're caught up, and then I take Raestra's comm, I fix it, and hand it back to her.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know how everyone else is doing, but Esphere's picking off folks from enemies from outside. People have gone overboard. Hopefully, we can get to them when things calm down.
Well, wait.
So what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. Get out of my way.
Yeah. With that in mind, they're the ISDs have that big dish. You know, the big dish. It's at the top of the.
Yeah.
Well, this could, and the people outside see that the dish turns and starts to point down towards the ship, and kind of a few speakers at a time after Thorell like manages to button mash a few buttons on the deck say, everyone remain calm and make your way to the lifeboats, and be sure to thank the great Thorell Degar for their safe escape.
Raestra rolls her eyes.
We're robbing these people blind.
Yeah, they probably deserved it.
Not like
that,
5.
That goes over the speakers. No. Crap.
Criff.
I can see really well, actually.
Plan F rules!
This cruise is great!
Is there anything else I can do from here now that, like, I'm at a maintenance hatch?
What would you like to do?
Oh. Ash is smart, I'm stupid.
I'd like to press the fix it button, Dungeon Master.
I would
Roll
like to...
Roll an intelligence check.
Cool. I'm not scanning. Please. Temporary boost.
That's a 7.
Just in case.
I was talking to Asha, but...
Well, I was the one who said it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
You're gonna keep bonking heads, Raestra.
Yeah, she looks at it for about 30 seconds and is like, nope, and then just goes back to...
No, this is my bread and butter. That's if it's just a check with no proficiency bonus. That is I did temporary boost myself. Fuck, I'm having a hard time doing basic fucking math. I think that's a 16. Yeah, it's a 16.
Roll with advantage because you studied
The way of the sword.
I'm gonna use not scaling
While
here.
you were in her DMs, I was studying the way of the sword.
No, that's even worse.
Okay, so 16.
Yeah. My dice are so mean to me. Why are you so mean to me?
This is fine because I think 15 would have been the DC. Would have been more. Would be unfair.
I would have liked more, but my dice are being persnickety tonight.
You stand there mulling, and they're puzzling till your puzzler was sore. For like, a few beats, and Thorell is just kind of looking up at you, and then finally you, on your wristpad, pull up, I think, the blood suppression systems that they have, and you like push one of Thorell's arms out of the way, and like out of my way, and
Out of my fucking way.
find that and start spamming that button to because you notice that's what they're doing. They're trying to send any sort of override signal to turn on airplane mode and start doing your basic prerogative. Don't listen to any other signals. Esphere's being cool. Don't worry about it. And it
Esphere will
continue
get
to
her
be in
proper
just a
turn, I
moment.
promise.
Oh no, she's being cool. It's just funny because it's just like everybody talking normally. Esphere just shooting everyone. Just like,
It is funny, like, a trauma flashback. Nyx gets to be a war hero. Raestra just gets to hit dudes, whereas Esphere, kill Atrocity, kill a Manjaro, Killian.
Life is like a hurricane here in
Duckburg.
Duckburg.
Just Esphere under her breath.
She's counting. She's 100% counting.
Yeah. Anyway, Asha, you start spam. The flood suppression it's flood and fire suppression, and you start to combine. You start to spam those two buttons because it's the foam to put out fire, but it also absorbs water. And you notice that these things are trying to like flood people off the ship with their water breath, and so you think that this being activated all over the ship, it'll slow them down and absorb the water. So, but because only a 16, not yet. You're spamming those buttons. Esphere, what do you more shoosting?
I think. All right. So, where is Esphere not? There's a word for it. I'm not gonna say
Relation?
That's the one. Where is Esphere in relation to where Nyx is at?
At the very back of the ship, and he's at the very front, unfortunately.
All right. That'll
but
do.
if you want to find a way to propel yourself all the way to the front of the ship, I'm open to crazy ideas tonight. I'm crazy.
Cool. So hey.
Yeah.
All right. So how many more of the little goobers are left?
Oh, it's like I said, it's an army. You've visibly thinned their ranks in this zone, but you see that it's like ants congregating on a fresh corpse. You know.
Yeah. Cool. Biggest congregation of them. General direction. Give me a
middle of ship.
middle
so
of
forward.
Ship. Got
so
it.
Forward. You can.
So there's less back here though now because
yeah now because of your killionaire. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Here's my idea. Stay with me. Esphere's gonna probably like make sure that all of them are taken care of back here, and is gonna go to like run by where the middle of the ship is at, throw the fire extinguisher, blow that up with a single shot to it, and then keep going until she actually reaches the front of the ship where a lot of the remainder of the top shift people are going on.
Make a insight check for me.
Alright.
Yeah.
No. Oh, alright. Cool.
Yeah.
That's God, math, how does this work? Okay, it's a nat 20 plus 5.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Oh, well, you know, fuck me, I guess.
You see from your vantage point that these spears and chains, that the chains do go clearly back into the water and must be connected to their mounts. So you desire a way to Nyx, so I was seeing if you can devise something action hero-y and cool. So what you say definitely happens. You run down the deck a little. There's a group of these warriors that have come over the edge and are about to accost this group of people trying to get onto one of these lifeboats, these life rafts, and you throw down. You're just like you run between them, throw the fire extinguisher straight down, and just like without looking, shoot at it as you stroll past them, and you're just like they all go flying in different directions. They're little, they're not very big. So. And you grab one of their chains, one of their spear and chains, and physics. Justin gets to like wander back of the ship to front of the ship.
Would you?
Yeah.
To make the physics more fun.
Yeah.
Hey, can I roll an acrobatics check, DM?
Yes, for sure.
Sick.
You can do whatever you want.
Because I got moves. I got moves.
Yeah, you got schmoves, that's for sure.
I got your moves. All right. The bullet dice are treating me well today. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's a 22, and can I also, in combination with an acrobatics check, use jump jet? I can boost myself through the air.
Yes, I
Let's
love
go.
this. Okay, so this is what happens, and now you're running, and you're like, but the bow of the ship is so far. But you have this spear and chain. You raise your arm up and throw this spear into the ceiling ahead of you. the chain goes taut, and you grab onto it and slide down and forward. And there's this level where, and then with all of your like strength, like you're swinging a swing your legs forward, and the chain snaps up like a whip, right? And it snaps up and forward, and as you're sliding down, and then that motion is coming down with you, at that snap you let go like it's a trapeze. And flip a few flips, mini feet, and then your jump. Do you have boots? Do you have, what do those look like, do you think?
No,
for a
it's
sphere?
because I think that like because she does not have like the cool. She doesn't have any of the cool, like, she doesn't have a jetpack, she doesn't have jump boot. Like, she doesn't have, like, traditional jump boots, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think she 100%, her jump jet is very, I hate to say, it's very, like, coded in such a way where she's able to jump jet, and it's like her tech stuff just blasts from both her hands and her feet, allowing her to propel herself in a, you could say, Xena style, like flip through the air.
Yeah!
I finally did it.
Everybody point and laugh.
We get the reference.
Red's old. Everybody point and laugh.
Yes.
Yeah, early 90s reference.
Give it to me. Give me your laughter. All right.
So you superhero land on the deck, like, so far enough that you can see the bow. You can see, well, Nyx ran down, didn't he? At this angle, because you could, like, lean over and see him, and he could hear you, so you probably, like, next.
I did have the goofy idea that, like, while she's propelling herself, because she can propel herself straight up and then horizontally with jump jet, I had the idea that she, like, propels herself sideways and sees Nyx, and she goes, hello there. And like and takes out her sub repeaters and just lays into something.
Yeah.
Well, let me triple check.
I personally can't think of a more civilized way to do things.
And then she just lands on a dude.
Oh, so it's like a submachine gun. So yours would probably look like Boba Fett's gun, which is technically a sub repeater.
Yep.
Not his pistol from the new, what he wielded.
I was about to say.
Remember how Legends said it was sawed off? That was in a book I read. I remember that very clearly, which doesn't make any sense because it is a laser gun.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shush.
There's a lot of guns that have that description, actually, in Star Wars.
Yeah, but why would you saw it off?
Yeah, it's a laser.
You do that for shotguns to expand the spread, and that's about it.
To expel more heat. Shut up, it's cool.
I'll take it.
I suppose. I'm not going to be a stickler. Explosions in space and all that.
Actually, they're not lasers. Apparently, they are superheated plasma.
Yeah, they are technically projectiles. So I suppose fair enough. You can fire for flavor, but you did technically, that was more than an action bonus action.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I just land on a dude?
Oh, for sure. And
yeah, cool. I land on a dude.
I'll make that part of the acrobatics check because it was such a cool acrobatics check that you just Goomba stomp a fool.
Hell yeah.
No, it's like 100% she lands on him and is just like wraps legs around, punches in the top punches the top of the head.
Have a little cool Black Widow moment.
Yeah.
Hot.
Oh, that is right. That is something she did. I was still thinking about Xena.
I thought you were gonna go, oh, right, that is hot.
No, 100%.
I mean, they both did that, so it's good.
It does something for me, that's for sure. It kills the enemy. Technically, Thorell and Ray, that was like, but I'll let Ray, do you want to do anything? It is your turn.
Is there anything I can do in this situation?
The hallways, especially since they saw Asha come in, the hallway ahead on the other side of this door is starting to flood with these little guys.
Yeah, I will continue.
So
do what you do best, Raestra. Be a wall.
I have
strike him down.
Wall.
Ooh, I have an idea. Can I... Ooh, hang on. I need to look something up.
All right.
Yeah, it didn't do what I thought it did. I will but simply throw the frisbee some more.
All right.
Ricochet
Roll
that
your 2
shit.
attacks, and then we'll flavor how good they are by
Okay.
how good they are.
That's an 18 plus 7.
Okay. Roll the other one.
As
well.
That's 13 for the second one.
Okay, so 13, not as much. So this is what'll happen. Down the hall where Ash came from, they're like flooding in. And so you just like off the wall, like a pinball caught between the bumper parts. And it just like plows through these guys like down the length of the hallway, and then comes back to you, and you kind of just some have approached you from the other side, and you slam the shield down on just like one of them, but the rest are like approaching you. You could have thrown down both ends of the hallway, but you missed that second one technically.
That's fine.
So got a bunch of guys keeping this part safe. Ash, real quick, roll a perception check for me.
Sure. I guess I don't think I get to add my temporary boost because it's technically a reaction now, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So it's not technically my turn again. 12.
12? Okay. Anyway, Cal, it's your turn.
I'm putting Terry back in the dice too. Fucking Sam Regal's failing me at every possible opportunity.
Well, what do I do?
That's a good question, Cal.
What's going on, Cal?
Cal's just standing there looking at the giant plant wall and just sweating, and he's like, I didn't fucking think I'd get this far.
Yeah, I said that cool thing, but now, like...
I said that cool thing, and nobody was around to hear it.
Except the
This
audience.
happens all the time. I do something cool, nobody notices.
I notice.
What did
You
I
gotta
become?
think
No,
this
you
work.
didn't. You're topside.
No, I'm Raestra.
I don't...
Yeah, I know topside.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think how they operate in bed has anything to do with...
Oh man, that was a nice joke. Do they come in men's?
Do they come in men? Come in men's? Shit.
I think you come.
Think you come in men enough for all of us.
Oh, what am I gonna do?
I can make your choice easy if you'd like.
No, I don't want to give up my turn.
No, I mean, it won't be a give up. I mean, you'll have... Yeah,
Something to do.
You can react instead of act if you don't think you have an act.
I kind of want to save my reaction for force reflect because
you and the bad guy's turn technically happens at the same time. So I'm offering that something could happen for you to then have something to do.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. So more spears through the roots, and you can see now that the roots that the it's technically like the bark of the bush or the tree. Bushes are technically trees, right? All bushes are trees, but not all trees are bushes, you know, rectangle.
I mean, these are coming from bonsai, which are trees.
Yeah.
So...
I suppose, yeah. Anyway, the trunk, and like parts are getting severed and now big leaks, and then all of a sudden, but everyone has gone up to the deck now and towards the lifeboats, so it's fine. The water comes in. You were braced and ready, and you, Cal, kind of like jump into it and swim against to kind of remain, and you propel yourself forward with enough, because you have like an equal swim speed to your walk speed, right? Being a not
yes, I do.
Yes. Okay. Well, go ahead.
My swim speed is 30,
This is what I'll do.
which is also the same as my speed.
Make a strength saving throw.
Make a strength saving.
It is technically like a lot of water pressure rushing in. I can't just let you be cool and swim against it, right? Like,
All right.
You could if you weren't a coward.
You do have
That's
your
fair.
inspiration to add 6 to the roll or advantage, whichever you see deem fit in case you botch it.
Well, what would it be, DM?
What do you
Because I
mean?
guarantee this is the roll I get a nat 1 on.
No, you can choose. You can choose advantage
no.
or... Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother. That's an 18.
You succeed. So you do get to be... You jump into it, arms, and you
It's
rush
because nobody's
forward
looking.
past the... You're so right.
I was gonna say because Cal said never again, but
And
The
you
rushing
wind up...
water. I'm sorry, I have to for a second. It's just Cal turns to the audience when you walk away.
You can't hear me say,
Please,
oh,
look.
me.
don't go.
Later, we can have the second chance in the air, and then Cal will just drop in, and we'll do that whole. It'll be Sanctuary.
Yeah.
yeah.
My
The best one.
Ooh, the best. That one's... I don't know if I agree with that one.
I
What's your
think
problem with
they're
Sanctuary?
all good.
I mean, I think they're all good, but if you made me
I think
tier
they're
list,
all
Sanctuary would
good.
not
I
be
think
number
the
one.
people who hate on the third one just because Skrillex has a part in it are cowards.
No, that third one slaps.
It's so
Like,
good.
Anyway, you find yourself in the midst of these warriors that threw these spears, and they were expecting to like rush in with this water and have plenty of kills, and seem to be surprised that you're in their midst. And now you can do things.
I am here to help. You know what? Let's do... I'm gonna quicken this. Level 3 improved saber throw.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make a ranged force attack. Does this work like less underwater?
Nah, you said you prepped your saber for underwater.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd like advantage. I'll spend the inspiration.
Okay.
That was... okay. Okay, thank God. Modify 20.
That'll hit. So you...
Alright, so that's 2.
you don't have to do the damage. These I'm doing like minion rules. So on how good that attack is, there's like 4 immediately around you that like turn and make a noise, and you saber throw in a circle that bisects the... It makes a circle, so because they're like 2 closest, 2 further, you make a circle and bisect the 2 further, and then it spirals in a little and then bisects the 2 inner guys, and then returns to your hand.
Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I quickened that, so I'm going to do a regular saber throw now,
And yeah,
which is at will.
do it.
10.
That won't... What will happen, and I was going to say something like this anyway, you are now in the water, and you hear that sickly, gross, like, whale song mixed with what the sounds crabs make. And
Hit that shit.
there's a manta ray coming towards you, and you know, as it does, it's one of those, like, because the ocean's big and there's a lot of it in front of you, it looked like, it's kind of close, huh? But it's that optical illusion. It's like, oh no, it was not that close, and this thing is just big. These things
It's
are
a bad time for depth perception to fuck with me.
Yeah. And it gets bigger as it gets close, and you try to saber
Depth
through
perception problems in the ocean?
Yeah. Hey, and you attempt to saber through it, and it kind of off the like where the forehead is, I guess, and it doesn't find any purchase. It comes back to your hand.
It's that bit from Gravity Falls. Perspective!
You're deep in it now, and you can see that there are some of these Roeket, the manta rays, gliding down at very high speeds, and the chain connected to the like saddle that these have, and the saddle's also like this kind of gnarly metal, not metal, this kind of black, and they're dragging. There's a few Nautilin that you see in battle garb, which is weird. That's weird. I was right. I forgot. Cal knows nothing about what's going on topside.
Ash and Esphere, I think Ash was the only one that knew what everything was happening.
Yeah.
I am now remembering that Cal does not know shit about ass. He's like, what the fuck is happening?
And unfortunately,
nobody thought to check on Cal.
A few disparate of like other species, a few humans, they're being just dragged like a Like, you know how in Red Dead you could hog tie somebody and then run with your horse, right? But it's chain and spears, and you see blood trailing, and there's a Nautilin that, as it's being dragged, another Roa-Ikit kind of like a shark, but in one. It glides gracefully, opens its maw, and in half, because it has multiple rows of sharp teeth.
I don't like that.
The Roa-Ikit, that's what they're doing over there. A few things happen. We don't have disadvantage anymore. We'll start with Cal.
Are they throwing things at me?
Yes, but does a 15 hit?
It sure. Well, okay, hang on, because I got Battle Mind. So
Yeah.
+3 bonus against ranged attacks. Yeah, that still hits.
Okay.
I would like to, as a reaction, cast Force Reflect at... I'm just going to do it first level. So what kind of damage is it, if I can ask?
Oh, piercing.
Damn. That's a shame. Okay.
You can't do it to piercing?
No, it's, energy, force, ion, kinetic, lightning, necrotic, sonic... Yeah.
Because of how this works, I'll allow it for this once. We can bend the
sick.
rules.
Okay, well, I have to reduce it to 0, too, so...
Oh, okay, so I have to roll... Well, I have the... I have the average damage.
You have it at average?
Yeah. So
Let's
what do you gotta...
Let's hope it's less than a 10.
Oh.
10!
You rolled max?
Oh.
I rolled max.
Hold on.
Yeah!
You just got it.
Hell yeah, let's go. Okay, now I need to make a ranged force attack against the same target. It's part of the same reaction, so... 13?
13 will not hit, unfortunately.
Damn. That was cool as shit, though.
Yeah, you saber through, killed 4 guys, kind of nicked this Roa-Ikit, and as soon as your saber comes back into your hand, you bring it down because the spear was coming at you, and you just bisect that spear, and the momentum of the tip kind of just goes past you, and the rest it like falls into the water.
I don't want to talk about the tip momentum.
Neither do I anymore. Speaking of Raestra, you
Prom
didn't.
mains
The other guys,
whenever they see a Lucina main.
the other guys coming down the
Shut
hall
up.
are going to attack you. That's definitely not going to hit. Oh, that's definitely. Well, wait. No. Will 24 hit you, Raestra?
It just might.
It might. Hang on. I think I have a thing for that. I'm gonna double check.
Oh. A thing. I'm going to roll 2 more dice for
That's
fun.
Do you also
Esphere,
have
does a
saber
16
deflect?
hit you? That one won't.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Let me double check that.
Okay. Raestra, 11 piercing damage.
Damn.
Yes, normally a 16 would hit, but may I use my reaction to do my energy
Of course.
shield?
This is the bad
Excellent.
guy's turn, technically, so...
Excellent. I use my reaction to do an energy shield.
Yeah, you, a spear's coming at you, and you just catch it in your shield just right, and it pink, and it goes straight up, and then tinks into the middle of the ship.
Oh, wait, you know what? Can I...
Mhm.
Hold on. Does that count? I don't know if that counts. Does that count? Does that count? You know what? I counter... Alright.
Yeah?
No, that don't count. Damn it. Because it doesn't count as a miss.
You raised your AC, right? Technically,
Yeah, but I already
it did.
used...
Technically, the attack missed you, but you need a reaction for it.
Yeah,
and you already
damn
used...
it.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
I am going... I will use this cool move one day. Keep going.
One of these days, I'll get to be cool.
Raestra, one gets you like in the shoulder pauldron, and it wedges, because like it's not gonna pierce the Beskar, right? But it like manages to get like a wedge where like you could feel the tip digs into the muscle a little, but it's not like it's not uber painful, but now it's kind of like stuck there for a second. You're like, ah. And one of them that makes their way to the front of this like mass in this hall rears its head back and go a big water jet, kind of dragon breath attack. Raestra, make a strength saving throw.
I'm good at those.
Yeah.
Not when I roll like shit.
Well, DC's not that high. They are small
8.
creatures. 8. Oh, well, yeah. DC's not that low. Kind of like you fall back a little. You try to splay your hands against the walls of this hall, but you're pushed back 30 feet.
Oh god.
And that chain still against you like goes taut. And unfortunately, this is how the mechanics of this work. You feel, and it goes even tauter, and you can hear it grinding against like the turn of the hallway, and you're pulled 20 feet back towards this group of Insomnia Warrior. Yeah.
I like the idea that they don't even look up and they just hear
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone.
Nyx, does a 21 hit you?
Yes.
And a 14?
A 14 does not.
Okay. 11 piercing damage.
Okay.
As I'll say one, like you like martial arts, dodging the arrow, like just move your torso back, and then one doing that, you put your foot forward, and one gets you right in the thigh.
Yeah.
It does not go in too deep, just like the muscle, but unfortunately, the chain.
I'd imagine I have to make a saving throw.
No.
Oh.
This just happens.
This just
like
happens?
I said, you're hogtied to a horse, basically.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get to saving throw that. It's just gonna pull you 20 feet.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But you're not off the ship.
Does that pull me?
You're not overboard
Okay,
yet.
I was about to say.
Yeah, you didn't go that far down, but you're getting there.
All right. How many more of these guys are there, or is it at this point? It's just mission prompt survive.
Kind of that second thing, right?
All right. Cool.
It doesn't look like it's endless, because you can look down in the water and see that like no more are coming on top of the ship. But like I said, it's like ants swarming a corpse.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna look back. Have the Nautilans made any progress in like saving the civilians, like getting them to safety?
All right. They with this many rounds passed, lifeboats are. And I'm wondering now if they can be like speeders, right? And they can, because they won't be.
I'd imagine they'd be like speeders,
or like escape pods, right?
Yeah.
So they're like this kind of hexagon. Well, oh boy, I have a picture in my head, and attempting to describe it is a Herculean task.
Okay. Well, take your time.
Those just like basic canoe boats that are like just 3 sides, basically a triangle, like bottom, curved walls. Yeah. These are like that. Wide bottom, curved walls, and everybody piles in, and then when they activate, there's like a seal at the top that makes it into now a pentagon. Yeah, it would be a pentagon technically. Okay. A hexagon actually. And they kind of I'll make a check. I'll make a big check for the Nautilans, and we'll see. Guys, it's a natural 20.
Oh.
Well, that's
so
good.
on like either side of this deck, all in this front part, kind of like at the same time, just in unison, so many people piled into these, and then like launched like back and away, these kind of speeder, and like they have a like very rudimentary like we need to go this way like kind of AI in them, and it's you see them hover over the water, making like little jet streams as they pass. Entire huge groups of people evacuating, and that happens and you see that clearly as you're forced to look up as you're being dragged by the thigh.
Then I would like to use my ability, Commander's Strike, to... Now, normally, when I take the attack action on my turn, I can forego my attack and use a bonus action to direct one of my companions to strike.
Yes.
Since this is a narrative kind of loosey-goosey thing,
Yeah.
after seeing the escape pod launch, I'm going to yell at the top of my lungs, regroup and fire! And any Nautilin with a blaster to basically just shoot down and start laying down covery fire. I'm going to try to back up.
There's quite a few that form a line, and it's like, you remember the like really long like hunting rifle that Tup's wife had?
Yeah.
And it's like that. They're not military grade or used in the Clone Wars at all, but they line up behind the shields. A few shieldmen, unfortunately, because I forgot and I rolled those attacks while you were talking, also get speared and dragged, and you see them go past you.
Yeah.
But the ranks, and in a symphony, like one at a time, and the ranks around you, including the one that speared you, like fall like a steaming blaster hole in their chest, and the ranks of them storming this front thin considerably.
All right, then Nyx is going to back up as best he can, and actually, wait, I remember this yesterday. I still have a fucking grenade
From
from
that Spice Heist.
from Spice Heist.
Yeah,
I
you
still have a
do.
grenade from Spice Heist.
Yeah, you do. Hold on. Actually, I know exactly the damage this does. So, what would you like to do, Nyx?
While like these guys are laying down cover fire, I'm going to activate the thermal detonator, let it cook for a couple of seconds, and then toss it down. So this way it can blow up a good chunk of them.
All right.
If you'll allow it, of course. I know I already forgoed my attack action.
Oh, no, you forgot one attack. That's why Commander Strike's really good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of your attacks, so you still have your other.
Oh, sick. All right, cool.
Roll that to attack for me.
Roll to attack. Yep.
Yeah.
Coming right up. +9.
Technically, Dex plus proficiency. You're proficient in, grenades, and throwing anything is Dex.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
Okay.
And also, if you're gonna reroll damage, I would like you to.
No. You're gonna.
Oh wait, that's for blasters. Never mind. Hold on, it's for blasters. Never mind.
No, you can if you want because I'm nice.
No.
Roll 8d6.
How many?
8d6. That's fireball, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That is what a grenade would be, yeah. Traditionally.
Okay. All right. Neat. That's a lot of fucking sixes.
Oh.
34 damage.
34. Oh,
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really nice. Because you rolled a dirty 20, so there's you it into the water, and there's like 3 seconds as you watch it kind of sink before you can't see it anymore. And then like you see that there are Anselmi warriors scrambling on the side that suddenly like their bottom half isn't there anymore. As
there's that moment where it goes into the water where Dix goes, wait, are these things waterproof?
There it is.
Nope. There it is. There it
There's
is.
just enough reverberation in the shift. You're like, well, Nyx is doing something.
And so like a whole like line of them trying to crawl up that part like bottom half's gone. The Roa Ekit with your chain dies.
Yeah.
Because you rolled so
you.
well, like I'll say it like was right next to it, and its mouth opened, and the explosion just kind of it did send it rocketing in a direction underwater in pieces, and so like there's a little bit of tug on that chain that you like slide down like 5 feet and then resist, and like oh wow, yeah, it's not taut anymore. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, there's an arm still attached.
Oh, that's gnarly. That's gruesome.
Yeah. Nyx will then use his remaining movement to move as close to his allies, quote unquote, as he can.
We're at the top of the round now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Something happens.
Does the
Shit.
Does,
Oh, boy.
does
Oh, boy.
the pool foam get to happen?
At your turn.
Okay.
It's not your turn. Something happens.
Something just happened.
Something LGBT just happened to me.
Not this
me
time.
when Chappelle Roan. Anyway, we see the camera is like high above the ship when we see the escape pods rocketing away backwards. And the motion of those escape pods is not what we're following, because as our eyes are drawn and the escape pods come out of frame, there's movement. There's a shadow with... You know how, like, if a Roomba had lights under it?
Yeah.
How that would, like, look? The lights would kind of only go out. There's that, like... It appears slow because it's so large. Kind of under... It's... You know the shot of right overhead the boat, Jaws? The shadow under?
Mm-hmm.
That. But, you know, it is as big as this ISD.
I don't like
with
that.
a sort of light blue glow, and the only one in the water is Cal. And you see far below this light. And again, it's like, oh, it's such a tiny light. Until, like, oh, no, that's not tiny. Not tiny.
It's a very big boy.
I cannot wait for my turn. I got a fucking plan.
There's the glow grows brighter, Cal, that you can see, and there's the flash again, the flashing, and it flashes, as you can see now that you're close to the Roeket, it flashes down the length of their body, because they have this like translucence to them. It's like they're made of what jellyfish are made of, but apparently more solid stuff because your lightsaber only nicked one. And that's happening down there, but it's like looking at the landing strip of a airport. The lights like start way back here, go down, but as they trail, you can see this shape, and it's humpbacked in some way. With God, describing this is so hard because I have such a clear vision in my head, but the words fail. It's bent and bulbous, kind of like how shrimp are, but in a more like soft, and how cuttlefish look. There we go. You know how cuttlefish look?
Yeah.
With the waving like bits of flesh that help it propel and steer.
Unfucking fortunately, yeah.
Huge bits of, and underneath there are like tendrils, and possibly long. So like the shrimp bin, instead of feet, it's a few tendrils that are flowing behind it, and it's also translucent in some way because these lights are coming out of it, and you see sticking out the top is a tree. And Cal, you've never felt this not reaching out, not meditating, not trying, but you feel the forest tree. At the base of it, as the lights pass, there's a gash and something black.
Oh.
And there's, you know, when they record whale song when they're grieving, there's that sickly, long, you know, that kind of resonates through the water. And that times like 5,000 resonates out and up through this water and over everyone on the ship, to the point where, like, you know how in Monster Hunter, when the certain big ones roar and your character just can't help but like stop and put their hands up? It's like that for everyone. Cal, you feel those vibrations, but what you hear is, "Are you here to help?"
You said it's got a gash, like, right? Like a massive cut.
There's something black. It's like a piece of flint. A sharp piece of flint. Looks like it's wedged itself in the base of this tree. That's where we'll end. It's been 2.5 hours.
Star Wars The First Resistance is a live play Dungeons & Dragons podcast using the Star Wars 5e system, which can be accessed for free at sw5e.com. Our podcast features the player talents of BubblingBrooke as Ashaa-kai, Practically Silver as Couch and Phimiir, Lepard VO as Nyx, HitenNoRuroni as Raestra Akkan, RedAngel as Esphere, and this Justin as the Game Master. Big thank you to Arcane Anthems for creating our theme song, and Hiten for the key art. All relevant links are in the description. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we'd love if you left a positive review and shared. It might help others find and enjoy the podcast as well. We can't thank you enough for listening to us goof around and tell stories. We hope that you will join us for the next episode. Until then, may the Force be with you.